Have you ever planned a national park trip where you tried to do everything and by day 3 you were exhausted? Too much driving, too many stops, not enough time to enjoy where you were. Because here's the truth, visiting multiple national park sites on one trip sounds amazing, but it can also be one of the fastest ways to burn out if you don't plan it right. So today I'm going to show you how you can visit multiple national park sites in one trip without feeling rushed, overwhelmed, or completely exhausted. And I'll share the one planning mistake that causes the most people to burn out, because once you fix that, everything gets easier. Hi, I'm Teresa from an acre in the city. I've traveled to all 50 states and over 80% of the National Park Service sites. And I've learned how you plan your trip matters just as much as where you go. If your goal is to see more national parks and enjoy them, these are the shifts that'll make the biggest difference for you. The biggest mistake starts before your trip even begins. Trying to connect parks that logically don't work together. Just because 2 parks are on your bucket list doesn't mean that they belong together on the same trip. Beginner-friendly trips are based on proximity, parks that are close together, routes that flow naturally, drives that don't drain your entire day. And if you're not sure how to build a route like that, I break this down in my video on the best national park road trip routes for beginners. I'll link that video in the description, because once your route makes sense, everything else gets easier. Build in buffer time. This is where most trips fall apart. People underestimate how long things will take. Driving takes longer. Finding a parking space can take longer. Hiking can take longer than expected. And suddenly, your perfectly planned day feels rushed. One of the best things you can do? Plan in buffer time. Treat travel days like travel days, not sightseeing days. Give yourself space for things to run a little slower than expected, especially in places like Olympic, where it takes you a lot longer than you think to get from one area of the park to the other. Adding that extra buffer time is what keeps your trip from feeling stressful. Another big thing is don't overschedule your days. You don't need to do everything. In fact, you shouldn't even try to. Instead, aim for 1 or 2 anchor activities for the day. A hike, a viewpoint, maybe one must-see stop, and then let the rest of the day unfold naturally. Some of my favorite moments in parks, like Zion, have been things I didn't plan. It's that what's around the next bend feeling. And if your day is packed from start to finish, you miss those moments. So leave space. That's where the best parts of your trip usually happen. And if you're trying to plan your days without overpacking your itinerary, check out my National Park Tips Guide. It walks you through how to plan your trip, structure your days, and avoid the common mistakes that turn a great trip into a stressful one. You can grab that link below, because planning isn't about doing more. It's about doing the right things. Are you ready for the biggest mindset shift? Stay longer. Move less. Instead of hopping from park to park every day, build at least 2 or 3 nights at each park. It gives you time to settle in, to explore it without being rushed, and to enjoy where you are. Because constantly packing, driving, and checking into new places, that's exhausting. But staying for a couple of days, that's when your trip feels like an experience instead of a checklist. Make the driving part of the experience. One of the easiest ways to avoid burnout is to stop thinking about driving as lost time. Driving can actually be a part of the experience. Scenic routes, unexpected stops, pull-offs you didn't plan for. Places like the Blue Ridge Parkway are perfect for this. You're not rushing to a destination. The drive is the destination. And when you shift your mindset like that, the whole trip feels a whole lot more relaxed. So remember that mistake I mentioned at the beginning of the video? Trying to do too many parks in too little time? That's what leads to burnout. Not the parks themselves. Not the drive. The pace. Fix the pace, and the entire trip feels different. So if you want to visit multiple national parks in one trip without burning out, start with the right route, plan fewer things, and give yourself time to enjoy where you are. If you want help planning your trip, grab the National Park Trips Guide below. And if you're not sure what parks go well together, click the video on the screen for the best national park road trip routes for beginners. That'll help you build a trip that actually works. And tell me in the comments, have you tried to do too much on one trip? I definitely have. And I learned that the hard way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.